he's living by himself. He's among friends and family. He doesn't care to follow Jewish rules. He will do it only in public events. By the way, in Masada, we see all the decorations are imitation of marble. You saw the painting on the wall there. It's like marble of many colors, but there's no images and fresco that we know from the Roman decoration. Why that? Because most of the workers here were Jewish, and the people that we will invite will be Jewish, and that is considered as idolatry. I stop you here so you can have a look at the ramp. Now we are the ramp. Can you see what remains of the ramp that the Romans built just down below you? See that on the left side? Yeah. That's the ramp. Okay, so now we are going to talk about the rest. Now we are facing west. Most of the Romans arrived from northwest of Jerusalem.
Where's the ramp?
That the headquarters of the Roman army were on the camp opposite. Can you see the shape? Huge camp there. Yes, all that, yes. Actually, you can see the camp within
Just
the camp.
knock one boulder loose and everybody's coming down.
The high command was there. On the highest place of the camp, you have the high command, and we can see there the foundation of houses. With high command did not live in the camp, they built them houses.
Where is it at? I don't see.
And that camp, you have the chief of the 10th legion. Now, just a few days.
Oh, down there, guys.
66 AD, the Jews began against the Romans. 67, the Romans started to retaliate, sent army and legion through the Mediterranean. Rebellion. They stopped by Galilee. Remember, they captured Jerusalem in that year, and they captured and then did all Masada. Remember that? Then by 68, they are in Jericho. So winter, you rest. They rest in Jericho. They are happy, and they get the news that Nero was forced by the Senate to commit suicide. No, the function of emperor is to take. And Vespasian, the general of the Roman army, decides to have a go at it. He leaves the commandment to his son Titus and rushes to Rome, and there will be kind of battle between generals. Eventually, who will come victorious? Vespasian, and he becomes the emperor. Titus will later succeed to his father, as we know. So in 68, Vespasian goes, Titus takes the commandment. From here, the Romans go up to Jerusalem after a 3 years long siege. Jerusalem falls, the temple is destroyed. We're talking of year 70, in 70 AD. Then the Roman army returns home victorious, leaving the local legion, the 10th legion, to cleaning operation. What are the cleaning operation? Remove the last nest of resistance. And which are the last nests of resistance? Masada, Herodium, and Machaerus. Remember the three fortresses? They're still there. So they will take Herodium in 71, Machaerus in 72, and 73 is Masada. So now the Romans have only one last thing before they finish with the Jewish rebellion. And they arrive here and they find that this place is impossible to take. It's on the top of a big mountain which has a huge cliff. And the normal technique to besiege the people and let them surrender doesn't work. Why not? There's so much food here. There's so much water here. And they are not going to surrender. And don't forget, these people here, they say no more. We cannot run away from here. To the south is a desert and the allies of the Romans, the Edomites. Here we stand. Either we survive or we die, but we are not surrendering. So that's the last of the last. And the Romans have that problem. Now, where did the people have so much water to resist? Look that way. You see the road that is coming. I see a bus coming this way. So can you see the road is winding between two big canyons? So when it rains on the mountain, you have flash floods. Herod, the architect, were able to build dams on these two canyons and then build aqueducts that led all the way down below us. You don't see that, but down below us are 2 rows of cisterns, and they are all connected. So the water of the flash flood could be derived to the cistern below us, and we calculated the capacity, something like 20,000 cubic meters. That's a huge amount of water. A simple calculation.
per person a day, it's 50 years of water.
Wow.
You understand what I mean? 40,000 cubic meters. That's what it means. That's completely crazy. The amount of water. Of course, people do not use 2 gallons a day. They use more because Herod has swimming pool, bath, all the empty areas. All the way there is fields. They grew everything they needed. They had fresh food. They had animals, so they could have milk, meat, eggs. You name it. Everything was. He created an oasis, a man-made oasis, with the amount of water that today we don't know how he did because we cannot stop. Actually, we know, and we cannot do that because it will cost a fortune, and it will be not worth. It's better to buy mineral water to people than building what he did. But Herod, for himself, doesn't care about the expense. You know, when the king in the past wanted cold water, they went to the mountain, climbed tall mountain where there was snow, bring a ton of snow to arrive to the king with 1 glass remaining. He has his glass of cold water. That was, we have difficulty understand these kind of things, but that was very common in the past. So Herod had all that built to have so much water that there would be water, fountains, gardens, small animals running all over the place. That was an amazing place that you could never guess when you were at the bottom. That was one of the islands of I don't know, spa, whatever for Herod. That was his place. Did he live here? We are not so sure. He had so many other palaces. Remember Caesarea, Jerusalem, Jericho, so many. Why come here? Probably came a couple of times here to see that he's working, everything is prepared, storage is good, there's enough weapon just in case. So that's a place that was built just in case. The case never happened. But who cares? That's Herod. And that's something that you keep in mind. The water was tapped from the flash flood towards Masada. And then,
So what year are we, Masada?
so 73.
73.
Now the Roman arrived in the winter between 72 to 73. You moved in the winter in the desert. You cannot move in the summer because you have still some water holes and some too. We're talking of 6,000 soldiers. The legion is 6,000 soldiers, but they have also auxiliary forces taken from the population. So up to 10 more thousand people. And with them you have maybe a few thousand of merchants and others who are always following the Roman army to buy the spoil from the soldiers, sell them there, giving services, wash women, you name it. There were ambulatory bordellos going with the Roman army. So you have a whole town that is moving. Imagine the amount of people, and they need water. They need water. So they are moving through the winter, and they come to Masada just to find that the people have enough water. Joseph would say at one time, the rebels, they put their clothes to dry on the walls facing the camp. Not only we have enough water to drink, today we have laundry today. You understand that? That's this psychological warfare going on here.
Temperatures are there in the winter?
In the winter time, it's nice. It's nice. It never freezing. It never happens. You have always above 0. Can be at night. It can be freezing at
How can
night.
you have architecture on rock? I mean, agriculture on rock.
Ah, that's a good question. Imagine that there was agriculture and then it was neglected for 2,000 years. The wind and erosion removed everything beside the rock. So give me a small army of gardeners and 5 years, and I promise you, I make a garden of all of it. Give me the water, give me gardeners, put some walls, plant some trees. They will create the soil again. And that's how you can
Tito.
animal fertilizers. So yes,
Oh, back to the siege. You're leaving us hanging. They're trying to. They're trying to
I'm
come.
just trying, but people are asking questions.
Oh,
all the
I
time.
know. I understand. Yes.
So back to the track. So as I was saying, the Roman placed a siege and they build a wall and the camps, and they see that the only thing they can do, they have to storm the place because the winter is ending and summer is coming, and when the summer will come, they will have to leave. They have to finish before the month of May. They have to finish that, and they go and they take any expense is good, and they decide they are going to build a ramp. A ramp is something so difficult, so expensive. You have to build a piece of highway. A piece of highway that will allow your army to come to the top of the fortress, not one by the path, but 100 by 100. So if the 100 are killed, you have 1,000 behind. But if you send them one by one, what will happen? They will be killed as they are coming. So you have to create. Look at these people climbing, starting to climb on the path. Of course, what we see here, the ramp is after 2,000 years of erosion. It's not like that. It's not water and not so steep. It started from that hill there. So it had a normal gradient. Don't forget that despite the best architect they had, the engineers, they found out that the height of Masada was so high that the highest ramp they can build will be about 20 to 30 feet below the base of the walls. That means building a road that leads to a cliff doesn't make sense. It's too big. So they had to build beside that a huge tower about 80 feet tall. You saw that in the movie.
How long it takes.
On weights, and the battery
Gotta have a
ran on
strong
top.
heart for
That's
that.
how they planned the whole thing. Imagine they are building the ramp. Who's building the ramp? They have thousands of slaves. Remember, Jews that were prisoners were taken from all the wars, and they make them work building the ramp. And that was very crucial because the Jews that were here decided they are not going to defend their life. They know the ramp. If the ramp is finished, they also are finished. But on the other side, preventing the ramp to be built will cost Jewish lives, their brethren. You know, throwing stones, shooting. You shoot at slaves, that's not their fault. They are forced to do that. So they decide not to roll stone, not to continue. So the ramp is finished in a matter of few weeks. Places like that took months, and usually they were never finished. You see that all over the Roman Empire. That's the largest ramp ever built by the Roman in all the history of the Roman. It's in Masada, in a place that when you are looking at it, let these people die of old age. They don't matter to Rome anymore. They are cut from all over. Let them die. Forget them. Just put some soldiers around so they don't escape. That's it. No, for the Roman it was out of question. It's prestige of Rome. You cannot allow one rebel to stay alive. It has to be punished. So they build a ramp. And of course, the ramp is finished. The battle rages. They build a wall. And then you saw in the movie, the rebels try to put a wall made of wood, but they put a fire on it. And by the end of the day, there's just a big breach. And the Romans decide to go back to their camp to have a good night's sleep and attack in the morning. The surprise in the morning, they saw only dead people. Dave, it's time.
Okay, so for those of you who would like to walk down, okay, go down the snake path, you can join me. I only recommend it if you feel like you're in good health. It's not super hard, but your legs may feel like jello by the time you get to the bottom. We have to go at a pretty good clip because we can't hold up the rest of the group because we have other things we want to do. Okay, so this is the time if you want to come, you can break away. You have to have water. You have to have water with you, and we'll meet the rest of you at the bottom. Okay?
It's a bus.
All right.
No.